Well, Shane, I guess it was a case of mixed emotions at the weekend for you. On one hand, glad to be back on the pitch, but ultimately a disappointing result.
Yeah, I suppose it was all set up to come on and score the equaliser, and you know, fair play to West Brom. They seen the game out well. You know, they were hard to break down at times, and even though we had a few chances, we didn't manage to take them. So yeah, disappointing for us, but something that we'll hope to put right on Tuesday.
And doubly disappointing for you, I guess, going back to your old club. You always want to come away with a good result, don't you?
Yeah, but it was nice there. There was a few boos and a few cheers and that, but yeah, when I was warming up, I got a bit of a clap and that. So it was nice of the West Brom fans to make me feel welcome, because you know, I enjoyed my time there and I always give my all. So yeah, it was a bit strange being in the away dressing room and that up there, but would have been nice to come out with the 3 points.
Focusing on the positives though, I guess after a month or so out injured, it was nice to get back in your rhythm and back on the pitch.
Yeah, that was the main thing. You know, I'm getting back on the bench and being back in around the action and around the lads and training every week. It's you know, it's not until you're not doing it that you really miss it. You know, and 3 weeks was long enough not to be doing it. So yeah, glad that I'm not feeling any more pain, and you know, the ribs are fine. So I'm just yeah, raring to go now.
Was the recovery a little bit quicker than expected? Because obviously at first thought really it seemed like quite a serious injury.
Yeah, it was nasty enough what I done. I don't do injuries by halves when I do them, but yeah, they said 6 to 8 weeks, but after 2.5 weeks, I felt okay to do some running and get my fitness back up, and a week later I kind of joined in training on contact, and now I'm fully back. So it's yeah, it's been a bit quicker than what was expected, but you know, I was getting a bit irritated watching training, so it was nice to get back out there.
I was going to say, no footballer particularly enjoys watching from the sidelines. Was that something you found quite difficult?
Yeah, it was tough, you know, because you're looking at the window at the lads training, and you know, watching the games as well. It's hard not to be able to get out there and make an impact. So yeah, as soon as I was able to put myself up to it and, you know, bite my teeth a few times with a few bits of pain, but yeah, it's grand.
I'm sure you don't really want to revisit it, but the injury itself looked like, as I said, a nasty one. Was it difficult for you to experience at the time?
Yeah, it was. If you imagine getting winded, I was winded for about 3 or 4 hours. I couldn't breathe properly, and you know, ended up fainting and different things like that. But it was broken ribs, you know, and I'm sure a lot of people had it. And I cracked 2 of them, or broke 2 of them fairly badly, and you know, it's just painful when you're sneezing, laughing, and coughing and stuff like that. But it's just something you have to get on with, you know, and there's a lot worse injuries you can get in football, so I'll take that. One
thing that we did seem to notice was a lot of support from the Saints fans, especially on Twitter and things like that. Was that something that you noticed too at the time?
Yeah, definitely, and that's why I tweeted when I was in the hospital and that, because my Twitter was hopping, you know, so I wanted to let people know that I was fine, and you know, getting spoiled in the hospital and getting well looked after, and you know, I'm lucky here to have the medical staff that we do to get me back out on the pitch as quick as they did, and yeah, just delighted to be back. You know, it's all in the past now, and as much as I wouldn't wish that pain on anybody, it's you know, it was fairly quick.
As you said at the start, a game coming up tomorrow night, ironically against the team that you did the injury against, Crystal Palace. Is it a big occasion really for everybody? It's quite clear after the result we had at the weekend that this is pretty much a must-win game, surely. Yeah,
definitely. We went into the Saturday thinking, you know, 2 wins and we're right on course for the end of the season, you know, and losing at the weekend kind of put a damper on it. But yeah, we've had a bit of a dip in form, not picking up the results that we know we deserve. So yeah, it starts on Tuesday night by putting that right, getting 3 points, and you know, looking up rather than looking down.
And that was a difficult day for the whole team, really. Obviously, coming out on the losing side against Crystal Palace. So I guess you've got a score to settle there as well.
Yeah, you know, they're a good team, you know, and since Alan Pardews come in there, he's really got some good results out of them, and you know, they're hard to break down as well. And I'm sure they'll come down here and, you know, make it really tough for us and hit us on the counter and pressure us up high at times as well. So it's going to be every game in the Premiership is tough, you know, and especially now Crystal Palace as well, the way they're playing. So we have to be right in our game and, you know, take our chances when they come our way, and hopefully we can see it out.
And I guess you're at the stage of the season now where you start setting targets, don't you, in terms of points you need and places you need to get to. The manager, for example, has set a target of 5 wins from the last 11 to get into Europe. I guess as a group of players you have to kind of go along with that and start focusing on those points and things like that from now. Yeah.
Well, for me personally, I think ever since I started football, it was always look at the next game and just concentrate solely on that, you know, and I didn't even know there was 11 games left, to be honest. But yeah, I think it all starts on Tuesday night, win a game there, and then, you know, look forward to the next one. Then I think is it Burnley or Chelsea, I'm not too sure, and you know, you just kind of try and pick up points when you can, and the table will look after itself then, you know. So it'd be a shame to put ourselves in this position, you know, 2/3 of the way through the season and not see it out. So we're all determined behind the scenes to make sure that we give ourselves every chance.